Tennis shoes, no socks, not my way, but to each his own. It's like one big slalom roller coaster here. By the way, the sport bikes are behind us now. Drawing to an end of day 2. It's been about, well, I can tell you exactly how far it's been. It's been 255 miles today, non-stop. I'm trying to think if we've stopped at all other than for fuel. I don't think so. Straight through. KLR hasn't missed a beat. Did some fun coast dirt, or I'm sorry, did some fun pavement along the kind of desolate coast in Mendocino County right now, headed towards Fort Bragg. The bike's dirty, but it's been just great. Like I said, it hasn't missed a single beat. It's been pushed all day to a degree, and all's good. Time to watch the sun go down, hook up the electric vest again. No more standing to rest my behind. About 45 miles to go, and we'll call it an end for day 2. Watching the fields, there's deer feeding everywhere, all around me. Alright, this is fun. Deer everywhere. I keep missing them to show them to you, and I keep missing them. That's the good part. Nothing you can do in conditions like this but slow down, be very aware, expect the worst. It's amazing. There's literally restaurants with people going in and out on the left side, and then on the right side, across the street, there's deer feeding without bother. Amazing. 24 miles to go. Overall though, the Kawasaki KLR 650 impresses us for what it does, a lot of which is going to come up here in a few miles and the rest of today. It's back road adventure without the fear or just the uneasiness of having a really heavy bike, so that if you get into a rut, big bumps, a situation you have to turn the bike around off-road, you're just not really worried about it on this bike. You know, it's bigger and it's heavier than a dirt bike, but it's nowhere near the girth of the other big adventure bikes. This road's picking up a lot of moisture from the trees, and it is slippery. You can feel the tires squirming a little bit, so I'll take it a little bit easier in that stuff. We haven't tested the suspension off-road except dirt roads where it was just fine and controlled well, but on the street it does a really good job. You know, if you hit big bumps that you don't like on a street bike, you don't even worry about them on this. It's not plush, it's kind of a taut, firm, smooth. A little bit of a jolt to the rider, not much. But the area that the suspension helps most is just the stability of the bike. Most of the flex you used to feel is gone. There's still some. It's very characteristic of a KLR, but just not to the degree of the older models. Steering, once again, exceptionally light. That's why you can ride it all day long. You're not putting any effort into it. The trade-off on that is that on the highway it searches a little bit. You have to keep it on a straight line. You don't think about it, but it's something you have to do as you ride it. It's getting wet here. Shifting is just fine, although we keep finding false gears where it'll go for a while, then jump part way out of gear. Other than that, it's very good. Finding neutral's easy. Hand guards, once again, love the hand guards. Keeps the elements off the hands. The big new side panels here, they deflect a lot of wind off your knees and upper legs, so you're not in direct cold in the winter. Fairing puts out a nice wide envelope here, and it, like we said earlier, at the base of your helmet, which can be loud. You hit here with the helmet and you're asking for turbulent noise, which the KLR has to varying degrees. Mirrors, once again, they're very wide, gives you a great view. These are actually oversized round mirrors. They seem bigger than most. And visibility to the rear on a motorcycle is something we believe strongly in, and we've never criticized that. The bars are full off-road bars, wide, crossbar here. If you ride dirt bikes, you'll be very happy with the bars. You'll just feel at home. Gauge package is nice. Speedo in the center where you can see it, unlike sport bikes which go to the little speedo, a big tack in the center, which makes no sense in the world to us because most sport bikes are ridden on the highway. So this is dead center, easy to pick up, easy to read. The temperature gauge, you can see where it's at now. It's basically on the bottom on cold. It virtually never moves. When we were going through traffic and splitting lanes in San Francisco yesterday, using the clutch a bit, it actually rose for the first time a little bit, say about 1/8 of the way up. It's the only time we've ever seen it move. We would have liked them to calibrate it so it had a more normal look to it, so that, you know, where it's at now would be, say, maybe center or a little bit below, and then if it moves from there, it would make sense to you. As it is now, it just stays on cold. We don't know if this is our bike or all of the KLRs. We're just going to assume that they're all calibrated and set there. Watch my GPS here for this turn. It's making it a lot easier. First time and only time I've been on this road, I searched and searched, and I stopped and I turned around knowing it was here by the maps. As you can see, my maps are folded down here. I've never taken one out. So it's looking like it might be coming up. We think we found the right road. Searching through here and set it as a waypoint. And that's the huge part of this GPS. You can set waypoints, which is basically saying I want to go here, then here, then here. And it'll route through those points, whereas most GPSs, by far the majority, have no waypoints. You tell it, okay, I want to go to this destination, hit this, you know, freeways, no freeway, quickest, shortest way, and it'll map it for you, but you have no alternatives. That's why for motorcycling, you know where you want to go. You want to go to this point, this road, and get here, you know, the way you want to. This allows you to do that. It's a huge deal, believe me, if you're looking for a motorcycle GPS. So we got Highway 1 to Ussel Road. I think I just changed it. There, yeah. So it's coming up. I thought it was on a turn, so yeah, okay, we got a little bit. Once again, beautiful changing scenery. It's the first car I think we've seen, and it's a weekend. So back to the gauges, we have, you know, high beam indicator, turn signal, neutral. It's got an old style odometer, which means you push this button here, resets it all the way. So it means if you go trying to ride this in a dual sport event, it's not going to happen. That's not it, but it looks similar. Our GPS shows a little bit more. We'll just watch it. It tells us turn left in 0.2 miles. So the one thing about the gauges I want to say quickly is this old style resettable odometer here, it has a tendency to spin slightly and becomes hard to read. This is our road, not advisable for large trailers or RVs. This is our road, not advisable for large trailers or RVs, though I have seen family vehicles on this road. Not that I'd want to do it, beat up my car, but this is it. Once again, with the big load bag on the back, we'll just make sure everything is riding the way we anticipated it to. Make sure we're getting the traction level we expected. And then we can speed it up some or slow down and take in the scenery. Always going to expect a car, a truck, anything coming the other way, because it will be at one point or another. Some moisture on the road. I tell you what, the Garmin nailed that turn. It's hard to find in the middle of a forest. If you've never been there before, very hard, and it nailed it to a T. So that's why you have GPS. Somebody can give you a route and say, follow this, and it'll take you exactly where they anticipated you to go. Or you can sit in the comfort of your home or use your computer and plot out your waypoints once again, the destinations you want to go through to get to the final destination, and it will take you there in that order, tell you how far to the next waypoint. Now there have been GPS units, you know, Garmin and others, that have waypoints in the past, and believe me, from someone who has wasted hour upon hour trying, there we go, trying to set waypoints in a route and giving up most of the time. It's much easier now. The way to really do it is on your computer and save it, and then you just load it to your GPS. Although we've done this one by hand, and it's not too bad. It's doable, 1,000 times better than even the older Garmin's. Not to mention nowadays we have colored, larger screens. I mean, we're spoiled, certainly. And the accuracy is ridiculous. I mean, this will tell you how accurate the reading is, you know, the margin of error. And it'll go from, say, 11 feet to 35 feet. Anywhere in the world, it'll tell you you're that far from that exact point, which is incredible. The first time you experience GPS, it's like, you've got to be kidding. That's how cool it is. Okay, beautiful forest, beautiful road. It's in good shape too. I will say about the Garmin, the mount it comes with is pretty substantial. It's a bit weighty, it's a bit bulky, not overly so, but certainly to a degree. But that's what it takes to be rugged and solid, and this mount, everything we've done, is very solid. I wouldn't want it any other way. You've got what basically is a $1,000 GPS sitting there. Clips in at the top, sets into the bottom very nicely, and works really well. They give you a couple different options that come with the mount, and it comes with a motorcycle cord, which is basically a power cord that slips in behind it into the mount, which we have routed down and put into our plug. Gives you a long wire like you'll need for some bikes. Gotta say, I'm impressed with what it comes with. It's very pricey. I think that's hurt sales tremendously. People want it, but just can't fork out the money for that. Also comes with a full car kit, so it's absolutely ready for your car. But what they've done for a motorcycle, it's pretty remarkable. The more we use it, the more we say, wow, somebody was really thinking. And we met about a year ago to the day, we met one of the designers who worked for Garmin at the SEMA trade show, and he told us how it was developed, and they had guys that were motorcyclists using it and helping develop it. And of course, the first thing they did is they put the buttons here on the left side. You use your throttle, you can ride, there's your buttons. Traditionally, that's not the case. In a car, you're going to be reaching over the opposite direction towards, say, the center of your windshield if you are going to reach it and to use it. So, well, we've got the 4 buttons. Top one, little mud. Top one is zooming in. Next one down, zooming out. And the third one is choosing your screen. So I'll do here while I ride, show you how well it works. And part of that is because that mount is so sturdy, we can cycle through. There's your dash view, tells you the speed. Your fuel gauge is right here, how much of the fuel we've used, which is actually pretty cool. The one time we got really low on fuel, we're looking around for gas, it came up and said, you need fuel, do you want to route us to the nearest gas station? Hit a screen, comes up with gas stations, how far away they are, you choose the one you want, it says Chevron, Shell, how far the mileage are, what street they're on. That was impressive. Hadn't seen it till coming through San Francisco. Compass, and you can change the display down here for your time or your mileage on the road and so forth. Bottom button is your volume button, which we've had hooked up to a Bluetooth headset, so we could actually hear it saying, turn right on Adams Street or whatever it is, or turn right in 0.2 miles. We have it off now. We don't want it as a distraction off-road. We're not really looking for any roads, so it doesn't matter. There's the ocean out there. So, once again, situations like this mount is just dead solid. It was easier to put on than we thought. Very adaptable as far as swiveling forward, sideways. The one time we've used it here, it really was easy to get it exactly where we wanted it. So we give them a big thumbs up for that. So you'll be able to see our off-road speed if you want. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. So all in all, got a car in front of us. This Garmin is impressive. It didn't show us the little town names coming through the coast last night in the fog, avoiding deer everywhere. That's one thing we would have liked to see in the city names. We thought they're substantial enough to come up, but no matter what zoom level we zoomed in at, we weren't getting the names of the towns. We were getting the street names. have the shock set a little too soft for this, but overall okay. Like I said, it's a weekend, so we're going to see cars on both ends of the beach area we hope to make it to. So if you can afford it, we give the Garmin 550 a huge thumbs up. It's a pretty heavy device. You hold it in your hand, it's pretty substantial, unlike other GPSs. Casing, plastic, but it's very sturdy feeling. It comes complete with numerous cords. It comes with the bike mount, it comes with the car kit mount. It is not only waterproof, they call it submersible to say 100 feet. I forget what it was, but it's actually submersible. Something else you want on a motorcycle GPS. It's got a little screw, which was missing in our kit because it had been opened before. A screw that comes down here and a special screwdriver as a security mount. When that screws in there, you can't take it off the mount. So it means you can't take it quickly. It's got a fabulous, it plugs into the bottom of the mount here, and when you take it off, you have this right here, this rubber thing. It has a magnet on one side, magnets up on the bottom when it's not in use, and then this comes over and covers the plug for moisture when you take the unit off. It's really slick. I mean, I've designed a lot of products. I'd like to think I would have thought of that one, but probably wouldn't have. The only thing that we wish the unit had was an option for a display that brought up all your trip data on one screen. They have other units, at least older ones, that do that. So you'll get maximum speed, average speed, just, you know, like 8 readouts of all your trip information on one screen. This doesn't have that. It splits them into about 3 screens, and you have to cycle through, and then you got to figure out which one you're on because they look the same. So that's about the only complaint we have. We would like one data screen with all that data at one time, at least the option to cycle through that. Now this will show you where we are. Pretty special place. We got cliffs down here. I'll pull over and show you. That's a good time to pull over. We'll just take a look at the ocean as these cars go by. And beautiful spot. No highway near this, though dirt roads. There you go. It's one way to get to a beach, only accessible by dirt roads. There's a campground down over here, and it's actually a beach you can drive on. So we'll head down that way. Now we know why we saw muddy cars coming out. One of the things you can do if you're worried about bogging down is give it more throttle but drag the rear brake. That way the power is instantly available if you need it. Nothing bad here, just dirty, slippery. Everybody out beating up their family car. Now it's going to be a challenge to find the correct road out of here. I want this one. See if I can find it. Okay, we're going to try this. See if this is our road. Very, very confusing. Well, there's your answer on that road.
Accommodations while in the Fort Bragg, Northern California coast area, provided by the motorcycle-friendly Surf and Sand Lodge. Check them out. Accommodations while in the Eureka, Northern California coast area, provided by Holiday Inn Express, Fortuna, California.
Hi, I'm Perry King. I love riding my motorcycle, but I never drink while I'm doing it. Don't spoil a good ride by drinking. Riding from bar to bar isn't riding, that's drinking. Stay sharp, stay focused, stay alive.